Hello everybody, today I have a fan blade review video for all of you. Now this particular fan blade right in front of me is an LAU 2-bladed 18-inch counterclockwise rotating air condenser unit fan blade. Now this particular fan blade here was acquired from an old air condenser unit part outside of an apartment complex. Now the HVAC tech was very kind enough to give this fan blade to me, because this fan blade was originally probably in an old Rude or Rheem Classic air condenser unit from when it was in service. So it was getting replaced with a newer one. So the HVAC technician was very kind enough to give me this fan blade. So, and you may be wondering, where is the fan guard and the original fan motor? Well, I threw them out in the dumpster. So, and the way I got the fan blade off the motor shaft is I used WD-40 to separate the connection from the rusty motor shaft and the fan itself. So, I also cleaned up the fan as well, and honestly, it looks okay, but it could honestly be better, because as you can see, all the rivets are rusty on top, but they are meant to last for a very long time. So, anywho, as you can see, pretty nice old vintage fan blade I acquired, and it's pretty cool too. The design is pretty cool. So, let's get started. So here is our front. This is what you typically see inside of an air condenser unit while it is running. So now, let's look at the side. This is what the fan blade looks like on its side. You can see how steep the fan blades are. So, anywho, here is the arm of the fan itself. This is to keep the fan blades in place. And it's also used to determine the fan blade pitch of how steep or not so steep. So you can also bend it in the opposite direction too for clockwise, but this one's designed for counterclockwise, which is pretty cool. Believe it or not, this might be the first fan blade review video with a counterclockwise fan blade. All the rest are clockwise, so this is a first. So, anywho, let's flip it over and look at the back. Nothing too fancy, just a lot of dust and stuff. There's the little set screw right here, and there's the hub. And, yep, pretty basic fan blade, if I say so myself. And of course, as you can tell, there are barcodes on this, but however, the barcodes are actually fake, because there wasn't a barcode that originated with this fan blade when I got it. So I just decided to add them on by using this label maker that I bought off of Amazon, this Nimbot D101 label maker. So that is where these labels are from. I printed them off with this Nimbot D101 label maker. And what's really cool about this label maker is that it is inkless. It just uses thermal heat to print the labeling, which I think is pretty cool. So there's that. And if the barcode was installed on the bottom side of the blades like this, this is what it's supposed to look like. If it was installed on the top, it was supposed to look like this. You may notice a difference. The arrow is pointing in the opposite direction compared to this one. And you may notice this little black bar on the end of the right of the barcode. And like I said, the barcode is fake. Even though I actually looked up the engraving on one of the blades, which I believe is this blade here, you can see some numberings and labels. You can see LAU 605422J46. That's the part number. And then on the bottom, we have 70-2838-01. So, anywho, this fan blade I believe was made in 2001, but I'm not sure which month though. So, anywho, that's where the barcode comes in place. But the manufacturing date on the barcode is actually fake, but the year is not. So, I do not know when this fan blade was produced. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. But all the rest is correct. As you can see, the 70-2838-01 is correct, and so is the top number as well, and all of the fan blades specifications is correct as well. S10, I don't know why they use an S for 2 blades. They should use a D, honestly, for double, and then T for triple, and then F for 4. And I don't know why they use Y for 5, which I find to be very strange. I don't know what the 10 or the 08 means, but I know the letter H is the series type. This is an H series fan blade. And of course, A is our material type, which is aluminum. Of course, our 4-digit number, 18 inches, 28-degree pitch, half-inch motor hub, counterclockwise rotation, and then an intake hub. So, yes, all of the barcode information is correct except for the manufacturing date. So, anywho, I don't believe I have anything else in mind. I'm going to tell you quick specifications of this fan, and then we'll give it a quick spin test. So, anywho, this particular fan has 2 blades, obviously. That's kind of obvious to me. But again, 2 fan blades. This particular fan, I believe, was manufactured around the 38th week of 2001. If anybody knows when that is, let me know in the comments, and I'll fix that in the description. So the motor hub is 1/2 inch, and luckily I have a motor for it. So there's that. The max RPM is 1140 RPM for this particular fan. Not all fans have the same RPM limits. Some may be different, some may be the same. So, yeah, there you go. And the material is aluminum for pretty much everything on this fan. And of course, this fan also has, the fan blade itself has a zinc coating to prevent any corrosion, because condenser fan blades are meant to be used outdoors. So, yep. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and set this fan blade down for a quick second, and here's the motor I'm going to be using. You may notice that this motor looks pretty familiar. I've used it in a few of my fan blade review videos, but about a few weeks ago, I got myself a brand new 3-speed blower fan motor for furnaces, and it's quite more powerful than this one. This particular motor here is made by Broad Ocean Motors, runs at 1,000 RPM only, and it is 8/100ths horsepower, which is pretty weak. And the one that I just made a review on is 1/3 horsepower, which is stronger. And yeah. Anywho, and this one's only a single speed motor. So anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video, and I will secure this fan blade onto the motor, and we'll be right back after this. See you in a bit. Alright guys, I just secured the fan onto the motor, and yes, I know it looks silly, but this particular motor only rotates one way, unfortunately, so the one that I have that I made a review actually rotates either direction, which I think is nicer. So anywho, that's why the fan blade is upside down. So luckily I installed another barcode on the bottom side so you can actually see it rotate, because it's kind of hard to see when the fan blade is in motion. You'll have to find, or use a way to make sure that the fan blade is working. So anywho, I guess I don't have anything else to say other than the fact that before I made this video, I tested the fan on this motor, and it actually has a pretty cool startup sound. So You'll see why in a minute. And believe it or not, since this motor is going to be rotating this way, it's going to be sucking in air from the top, not from the bottom, and then blowing air from the top. So, anywho, like I said, this motor has a pretty amazing spool-up sound. So, and also the fan blades itself sound pretty cool. So hopefully there won't be many wind blowing in the microphone for when I test this fan. So speaking of fan, I guess it's time to give this fan a spin. Here it goes. So this is what the fan looks like in motion. It looks kind of weird on camera because of the frame rate, but honestly it looks pretty cool. And as I'm speaking right now, my legs are getting cooled off quite nicely. So anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and point the camera to the side so you can see the side view, and I apologize if there's any wind in the microphone. Look at that. Pretty cool view from the side. So here's again the top. Air is being sucked in from the top because it's rotating counterclockwise from this lead up. It's rotating clockwise from the lead up, but if I were to flip the motor 180 degrees, it would rotate counterclockwise, and then it's pushing air toward me. So again, I'll let you guys listen to the sound of the fan and the motor. The motor is humming quite loudly, and the fan is making a pretty cool noise. Again, pretty awesome sound if I say so myself. So I'm going to go ahead and shut the fan off just for a brief moment. So there it is, coming to a stop. Again, it's pretty unique how this one only has 2 blades. Again, a lot of Rheem Classic or Rude Achiever AC units have these from like the 2000s and stuff. So, yep, this is where this fan originated from. It came from either a Rheem Classic efficient air condenser or from a Rude Achiever. So, anywho, pretty awesome if you know what I mean. So here's what the fan looks like from the bottom up while it isn't in motion. And this is actually pretty dangerous because I can damage my camera if it's too close. So I'm not going to actually turn it on. So I'm just going to rotate the blades by hand. You can see my hand right there. So this is what the fan looks like from how it looks when the motor is attached to the top. So anywho, I'm going to turn this on one more time, and I'm not going to talk for the time that it is on. So anywho, let me go ahead and set it up the way I want it. So now, let's flick it on, and I'll let you guys listen to the sound one last time. Here we go. Awesome. I gotta say that this fan blade is a pretty cool little gadget. And I plan to actually make a project that filters the air, but just at a very fast rate. I'm gonna be using this condenser fan and this attic fan motor. So, anywho, that's going to be a project on my list for quite a while. I don't know when I will find the perfect time to do it, but once I find the perfect time, I'll make some videos of me assembling it together, and of course, I'll make a video of it while it is testing and stuff. But that's all for now. So, anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this fan blade review video, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the commentary, then please be sure to like, comment, rate, and subscribe. And thank you all very much for watching.